inhale. Yogena citasya padena vacham malam sharirasya cha vaidyakena yopakarotam pravaram muninam patanjalim pranjaliranatosmi Abahu Purushakaram Shanka Chakra Siddharinam Sahasaha Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim Hari Om. Keep the chest lifted, the shoulders descending. And then bow the head towards the center and surrender there. Bring the hands down to your legs. Gently lift your head up and softly let your eyes open. Bring everyone your blankets to the side. Have your feet on your mats at the widest part. See that the outer edge of your foot, especially here right where your front foot bone is, or your foot bone is right in front of the heel, is grounded, as well as the big toe mound, both feet. And observe as you connect through the outer edges of the feet and the big toe mounds. Move the legs back, but it's descending. The firmness in the legs, especially the outside of your legs. The outside of the legs feel like a borderline. Reach your arms up, lengthen the waist, opening the chest, connecting the shoulder blades into the back. Come forward and bring your fingertips to the floor. Now, because we shifted forward, it's normal that our hips come back, and now connect the weight into the mounds of the toes. Feel the lift, the borderline of your inner legs, that it's really a stable, parallel pillar on both legs, both evenly, and move your inner legs back at the groins as you move your trunk forward. Feel the space that comes even behind the abdomen, the frontal body, dipping forward as the inner groins move back. Then, the legs stay firm, the outer borders firm, and extend down with that extension, bringing your arms to the side. Keep the outer borders of the legs and feel now the inner borders of the legs, that the inner legs have a lift and the topmost part, the groins, go back, but the outer groins also come up. Relax the abdomen and feel from behind the abdominal region a descent of the side trunk, a descent of the spine through the trunk, and bend your arms out to the side so you feel that the inner arms have a border firmness to them, the outer arms are soft. Use the arms to help the trunk descend, and use the fingertips to help the legs feel firm. Press the fingertips. Lift the arch of the hand up, the firmness of the leg, maintain it. Feel how there's a flow of your spine down, of freedom. First from the legs, then from the hips. Then walk your fingertips forward. Just look forward a couple of feet in front of you. Don't try to lift the head up. And then swing your arms. Come on up. outer borders of the leg gave us a firmness so we can open the back of the legs. So now, in dog pose, feel a similar sensation. Bring your hands there. Spread well the toes. And as you go back, feeling the outer border of the leg, feel the inner leg reaching back at the top and open the back of the leg. Feel the back of the thigh opening more than the calf. Keep the shoulder blades moving up the back, the trunk moving up, and open the fibers of the back of the legs. Well, breathe. Then walk forward to come up. Be in the center of your mat. We're going to do just a couple of standing poses first. Connect the outer edges of the feet, then roll onto the big toe mounds. Look straight ahead. And observe the outer borders of the legs thanks to the outer ankles in, the outer knee tendons extending. Observe the opening in the back of the legs, especially the back of the leg from the top of the knee to the top of the leg, especially that part. But at the same time, draw the shin bones in. And then feel the lift from the hips as the thighs move back, mid buttocks in the body. Arasana. Urvabanaguliasana. Maintain the firmness of the legs, the expansion. Feel now how the sides of the trunk and the waist move up, but keep an expansion from within. Observe an expansion inside the chest. Inner arms long. Then bring your arms down, roll the shoulders back. Breathe. Interlock your fingers behind you. Open the chest forward. In the beginner classes, I always invite them to walk around like this. I'm going to say that now for you guys. Just walk around like this. Feel the freedom in your armpit chest, the connection of the shoulder blades in the back, and breathe. Even you can see on our blog post, we just had Johan is doing this pose. And opening the chest. Release your arms and feel how much the shoulder blades uplift us when they connect into the back. Change the interlocking of the fingers. It's not that it just feels good in the shoulders, that there's an upliftedness from within when our shoulder blades hold us. It's almost like a hand who has our back with our shoulder blades. Feel that. Uplift. Open. Just walk around. If for some reason you can't interlock for your stiffness or the arms are larger, then you can hold onto your belt or, I'm just holding the rope here. Hold onto your belt, walk around with the belt. Feel the breath coming nicely through the trunk like this. I got a belt to show. And then release. Come back to the center. Change the interlocking of the fingers from before, Balanguliasana. Lengthen the trunk. Lift from inside the arms. Legs firm. Connect again through the outer legs. Breathe. Feel the freedom from within. Look straight ahead. Then bring your arms out to the side and down. Inhale, jump. Walk your legs a little wider. Utti Konasana. Turn the left foot in, the full right leg out. Stamp well, the outer edge of your back foot. And feel the opening in the back of your legs. As you extend over the leg, grasp the ankle. First, look straight ahead. Feel the front leg deep in the socket. And then extending the spine out, shoulder blades connected. Turn and look up. Uttita Trikonasana. See out of the corner of your eye, your top hand. Sharpen the triangle between the legs, between the trunk and the leg and the arm. Keep the legs firm. Lift your chest. Come up. Change sides. Uttita Trikonasana. Feel the opening in the back of your back leg. Feel also opening the back of your front leg while the front foot presses and goes deep in the socket. Keep that depth as you go over the leg. Uttita Trikonasana. Reach your trunk over. Feel the depth of your front leg in the socket and the length of your lower side of your trunk. Breathe. Open the chest. Turn and look up. Keeping your legs firm. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet. Other side. Bring your legs wider. Pulling through the back arm. Reach over the front leg, but don't shift your hip out. Keep the back leg firm. The thigh and hip staying behind the ankle. As you extend over the leg, sharpen the lower side of the trunk, the extension. Just the smallest amount. Take your bottom ear a little bit away from the floor and extend the bottom side of the trunk, moving the shoulders away from the ears away from the shoulders. Then turn and look up. Second time. Feel the freedom in the waist on the right side. Lengthening the lower back. Tailbone has to stay in. Inhale, come up. Change sides. Uttita Trikonasana. Again, the triangle between the leg, the arm, and the trunk, as we saw last week. Sharpen. So the waist on the left side now is extended. Then look up. Inhale, come up. Turn both feet and jump to the other Padasana. Stand tall. Breathe. Look straight ahead. Roll the shoulders back and down, keeping the shoulder blades connected to the back. Breathe, everyone, normally. Freely. Feel the waist has a firmness but an extension. What do I mean by firmness? It means that it's placed in its right spot. Instead of moving the waist forward and the buttocks back, keep, if you do like the side section of the waist, take the front half of the waist towards the back and lengthen the side waist. So you feel it's held there, there's a firmness versus this, or this. And at the same time, space between the hips and the ribs. That's what I meant by that. It's contained with you. But there's still a freedom in the chest. Breathe. Inhale, jump. Bring the legs wider for Uttita Parshvakonasana. Turn the left foot in, the whole right leg out. Stamp really well your front foot as you bend the front leg, flow the inner leg forward, but stamp the inner heel and lift the shin bone up. Bring your hand to the floor and extend it over the head. Now, very well, we feel the left waist. Lengthen also the right waist. Straighten the back leg really well. Breathe, look under the arm towards the ceiling. Then, inhale, coming up, and change sides. Uttita Parshvakonasana. Stand tall. Bend the front leg, left, stamping the heel, lifting your shin bone up, flowing the leg forward. Stamp, lift, flow. Then bring your hand to the floor, extend the arm up, rotate it, and extend it overhead. Breathe. Rotate as you lengthen both sides of the waist. Breathe. Back leg firm. Inhale, come up. Turn both feet and jump to the other side. Stand tall. Feel the outer borders of the legs, so the inner legs feel free. Breathe. Now, everyone have a chair. We're going to do for a moment half Parshvottanasana. With your chair, walk your right foot, your right foot forward, left leg back, and feel that the outer ankle is coming in on both feet, and the outer legs have that outer firmness all the way to the hips, but the inner legs have a freedom. Feel how your two inner legs, innermost groins, roll them back, but keep the firmness in the outer legs. Lengthen the waist forward. Breathe. And feel how you're balancing on the weight, although the firmness is in the outer legs, feel how the balance is on the inner leg. Then come up, change sides. Bring your left foot forward, right leg back. Half Parshvottanasana. Connect the outer ankles in. Press the inner edge of your front foot with the outer ankle totally coming in, inner ankle up. And observe the outer borders of the legs, especially the outer knee tendons to the outer hips. And the inner legs free. As you reach your trunk forward, reach your inner legs back. Breathe. Feel how the balance isn't swaying on your back leg, hip, front leg, hip, but your right balance in the center. Then just come forward, walk up. And we're going to repeat this time. After you have this action, outer leg borders, but the ankle has to be in and press into the big toe mound. And lengthening the inner legs back, lengthening the waist back. You can see I'm getting lots of extension there. Then you're going to bring your fingertips on the floor, but way in front of you. And moving the frontal groin, the inner groins back, move the sides of the trunk forward, and extend down the leg. Okay, so I'm not asking you to go against the leg like this, where my back is round, but it's more like my body is going forward over my leg in like a dog pose. Then we'll come back up to our fingertips, bring our hands on the hips, and change sides. Go ahead, bring your right leg forward, your left leg back, Parshvottanasana, balance by feeling the firmness on the outer legs, the outer borders, like we saw in Uttanasana, the inner legs back, and feel the freedom in the trunk, in the waist, in the spine to go forward. Then, reach your hands to the floor, and lengthen your sides of your trunk now, forward, in front of you, over the leg, not trying to go down against the leg, just over the leg. Breathe. Keeping the legs firm. Complete balance there. On the inner edge of the front foot, outer edge of the back foot, outer borders. Then come onto your fingertips, next to your foot. Feel that your arms are reaching away from the floor as you press your fingertips. Again, outer borders firm, inner legs free. Then come up and step forward. Other side. Have your chair there. Walk your right leg back, your left leg forward. Here also, roll onto your front foot. Roll onto the big toe mound. We tend to roll onto the outer edge of the foot. Roll onto the big toe mound, taking your outer ankle in. And then press into the outer edge of your back foot. But feel the outer pillars of the legs. Don't lean on the hips, either way. Feel from the outer knee tendon, the outer hips connecting, inner legs freely moving back. Then bring the hands to the floor. Walk the hands forward as you deepen the legs in the socket. In the front, especially the front leg in the socket. Then extend forward. Outer borders. Inner freedom. Inner groins parallel, moving straight back like two parallel lines. Breathe. Then come up to your fingertips. Keep the parallelism of the inner groins, but there's freedom. Outer leg connection. Bring your hands on your hips. Come up. And take a step forward. Balasana. Breathe. Be in the center of your mat, face forward. Inhale, jump. Bring your hands on your waist, bring your legs wider. Connect again. This is a very important pose with the outer bones of the foot that we saw in the very beginning, just in front of the heel, that both of those outer foot bones anchor into the earth, but at the same time, roll onto the big toe mound so that you feel your outer ankle and your inner ankle are two parallel borders. From the outer ankle, feel the outer leg connection. From the inner ankle, feel the inner leg. Then, thighs back, buttocks descending. Feel the freedom. Lift the chest up, shoulders descending. Lengthen the waist. Look up. Leading with your chest, come forward. Bring your hands first on the floor. Then, again, when we first come down, we lean back. Now, move the weight forward to the toes. Outer ankles in. Observe they're staying in as you press the outer foot bone. So keep both outer ankles coming in so your inner heel has a connection. And observe an opening in the back of the leg. But in order to do that, shift the weight forward to the toes so much that you feel that you're going to fall forward, but you won't because your shoulders are moving back. Your thighs are moving back. Inner groins freely going back parallel. Parallel to the floor and the ceiling. Breathe. Legs are so firm. Open. Then relax your head. Bring your trunk down. Bring your head in farther between your legs. Hands back. Press the hands and lift the shoulders. Now, stay in. Okay, actually, I'm going to have you come up. Now, extend the sides of the trunk forward. Keep the legs firm. Come up and walk in. Heel toe, jump together, Tadasana. Stand tall. Breathe. I know that our camera mic picks up very well the voice, but I feel always, thanks to my training, that when I'm talking to the wall, you can't hear me as well. So that's why I had a hesitation, but I also wanted to be sure that everyone saw the next pose. So that's why I had you come up. We're going to go into Prasarabdharasana again and go into a variation called Gulafasana, which just very simple means ankles. That's all. So I'm going to show from the side, and that way you'll see. So it's normal when we come forward into this pose. You see how my hips shift back in order to transfer. Transfer, in this class we're having the hands on the floor. So I a little bit transferred back to bring my hands down. But now the whole goal here is to feel the freedom, again, of my, I'm going to move my hands to top, of my inner groins parallelly moving back and my outer leg feeling like a real firmness, a borderline in my thighs back, so I can open and feel the back fibers of my leg open nicely, but without any tension, without fear of hurting them. So there's a parallelism felt. If I'm here, there's nothing. I feel nothing. So I shift the weight forward to the toes, keeping my ankle in, to the mound of the toes precisely, to feel that freedom. So there's a parallelism even between this bone and my pubic blade. And then I reach forward through my trunk, then I release my head, come down. Then I bring my head there. Now in this pose, we're going to now take, as long as your head is on the floor, you're going to take your ankles. Now again, I shifted back. Do you guys see? So I bend my arms, and I feel my inner arms active, lifting up, and then my ankles in, I'm holding them, and I shift the weight forward. I can bring my head in deeper. Do you guys see? And now I feel not only an opening in the back of my legs, with my shins sucked in, strong, I'm opening the back of my legs, but I feel my trunk is also going up, and and the freedom inside. The inner legs also have a lift. Okay? And then you come back with your hands there, and you'll come up. Okay, so I think you guys saw. Let's do that again. Be in Tadasana. Inhale, jump. And then step your legs wider. Connect through the feet. Lift up. Come forward. Bring your hands there. Shift the weight forward. Feel the more you shift the weight forward, the more freedom is felt between the inner groins, going back parallelly, and your spine coming forward. Feel the freedom of your waist, your trunk, the spine coming forward. Then relax your head, and then it will give you the possibility to really bring your trunk down. Now, if your head is on the floor, great. If it's not, you may need to have a support for your head. That's good. You can do that. But the head has to be supported. Okay? Now, hold your outer ankles, bend your arms, and feel the shift of the weight ever so slightly forward. Along with the lift of the arms, there's a flow within the body, so you can move your head in more and you don't lose your balance. Observe that, just as I showed. Breathe. Even you're going to be no longer on the crown of the head, but more towards the back of your head. So it's not on the crown of the head, like in Shirshasana, but you're going to be able to go more towards the back of your head and feel a roundness, but a freedom. Bending your arms, open the fibers of the back of the legs, feeling the lift of the inner legs. Shins in, outer borders firm. Then bring your hands to the floor. Transition. Straighten your arms, keep the legs firm. Bring your hands on your hips, come up, and walk in your feet. And then jump or step to the other paws. And reach your arms down. Breathe normally, breathe freely. Now, Panangushasana. Have your feet hip width apart. Reach your arms up. Come forward. Take hold of your big toes. Again, move the legs back, the trunk forward. Feel the freedom of the inner legs, outer borders. Then bend your arms and feel the freedom coming down. Arms reaching out. Try to lift your toes up, but you can't because they're pressing your fingers down. Then extend the trunk forward. Let go. Swing your arms up and release. Standing Tadasana. Look down. Spread well the toes. Stand tall. Breathe. Breathe normally. Breathe freely. Good. Now everyone, have a space at a wall so that you can have your hand touching the wall. And we're going to do now Parshva Uttita Hasta Panicottanasana. So I'll show you from the front with my chair. So as you see, when I hold my big toe like this, and I bend my leg out to the side, do you guys see? So this, my arm is on the inside of my leg. Then I straighten my leg, reaching through the big toe mound, and then I bend my leg and come down. Okay, it's very simple to pose, and then after we'll talk about the actions. So let's do first, bend the leg, feel the buttocks descending, and stand tall on your grounded leg, which you should feel really stable now, just from those couple of standing poses. And then reach through your big toe mound, lengthen the sides of the trunk, breathe. Then bend your leg and release. Other side. Have the wall there. Hold your big toe. Stand tall, buttocks descending. Feel the arm is against the leg, so the leg is open to the side, but don't lean forward. Keep your thigh back on the standing leg. Then straighten your leg. Reach really well through your big toe mound. Buttock descending. Breathe. Then release and come down. Remember in Uttita Trikonasana how we, last week and just now, I just briefly mentioned it, how we sharpened the triangle here, the space between this leg, the hip, this side waist, and the shoulder. Shoulder moving down and up. You move the shoulders down and deepen the groin. You can lengthen that waist. Even we a little bit moved our ear away from the floor. Okay, so that same space you want to feel sharp in this pose. So yes, the standing leg is firm. Yes, you want to feel the outer pillar of this leg and Tadasana of that leg remaining. But also, when our leg is reaching out to the side, feel that there's a depth between this groin descending, this trunk coming up, and the shoulders. Observe that your shoulder girdle, meaning your shoulder blades, are engaged, and I really move my shoulder down, especially this one, watch, in order to lengthen that waist and deepen that groin as I reach through the toe. So there is a connection going on between the waist, the leg, and the shoulder. And in the back side, my shoulder blades. So if I don't do that, I'm kind of like this. But now look, see how I use my shoulder blades, my chest, and I can lengthen this waist over here. And I have freedom to allow this side waist to come to the other side. All right, so let's do it. I'm going to change sides because I did that side so many times. Uttita Hasta, or Parshva Uttita Hasta Panicottanasana. So hold your big toe, stand tall, feel space between your hips and your chest. And already here, as you hold your big toe, push the big toe mound down, deepen that groin, and keeping your shoulder blades in, straighten that leg. Now feel, use your shoulder girdle. Shoulder blades in, chest up, standing firm on your bottom leg, and reach to the big toe mound of your other leg. The body is already open. The freedom is there. Breathe. Feel how there's space now to bring the standing leg trunk over to the leg that's up in the air, sharpening that space. Then change sides. With the wall. Mostly I'm having you guys hold the wall with your fingertips. I'm just holding the chair so I can talk to you. Go ahead, other side from here, straight in, and connect. Use your shoulder girdle, shoulder blades facing the wall in front of you parallelly. Feel that fulcrum of the shoulder to the main axis of the waist. Reaching through your big toe mouth. Breathe. Then release. Tadasana. Stand tall. Breathe. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Now walk back to your feet, Uttanasana. Then Shirshasana. If you don't do Shirshasana, then go ahead and do cross bolster, Viparita Dandasana. Those people who don't do it, you know who you are. I've given that pose before in these online classes. So I'll briefly show the other one set up for Shirshasana, and then I'll time us. The cross bolster group, you have one blanket folded this way, and the blanket's a little bit crooked here. And then you have your bolster that you put on top. Of course, this is on the mat I'm just showing. I recommend a belt to put between the feet. I recommend that because it keeps your leg, your outer leg border connection held on in also. You slide down. Other ones go into your Shirshasana. And then you slide back so your shoulder blades are held. And just the back of your head is on the floor. And you extend your legs, separating that belt. So it's kind of like flying upside down pose. And then you just slide back towards your head to come out. And rest your legs there for a while. Okay, if anyone has lower back sensitivities with that setup, put a support for your feet. The other group, in Shirshasana, observe the length of your arms. Open well your armpits. Connect the wrist, the elbow, the center form bone into the earth. Take your legs a little bit apart. Connect with the outer pillar of the leg, the outer ankles in. Feel the outer leg connection all the way to the outer hips. And then join your legs together. Feel how the inner leg freely moves back, buttocks up. Even though the inner leg freely moves back, the buttocks have to stay in the body. So buttocks in the body, thighs towards the body, outer leg pillars. At the same time that we're connecting the legs, whether you're in the pose on the ground or in Shirshasana, we're extending the legs up, connecting the hips, and extending the legs towards the feet. That's what's amazing about it. We have that connection in order to then move and create space. It's not just a connection, but then what to do with that connection. Similarly, in the upper back, armpits open, shoulder blades connecting, length in the inner arms, freedom in the chest. The head just happens to be there. You're not pressing it. Just like Prajna Padmasana, we didn't press the head. It just happened to be on the floor. But we did use the arms. We did use the legs. Feel the extension in the waist even. Front waist to the back waist. Length in the side waist. Now, those people in Shirshasana, in the next minute, you're going to come out. Those people in the cross bolster pose, same thing. In the next minute, you're going to bend your legs and slide out. So reconnect in your pose. Whatever it is that you have to, whatever it is that you feel you want to reconnect with, and then you'll slowly come out. Those people that did Shirshasana, rest in Adho Mukha Virasana. And then you'll come up with your head last. And those people who were in cross bolster, also, you'll just rest your legs there for a moment. And then you'll turn to the side and come up. So everyone be ready for the next series of poses. Open your mats. I think I prefer to have my mat sideways to show you what we're going to do. But you can have yours facing this way. It's better for you. So it's better if you have your mat facing the seat. But I'm doing sideways so I can show. Okay? Have one blanket or two available. And also, we're going to do some forward bends. Also, be sure that you have a bolster, a blanket, or a chair. All the props that you have, extra blankets, also you can roll blankets to make a bolster. Now, before we do our Janu Shirshasana, we're going to sit in Dandasana on the floor, free the buttocks back, and observe the connection of the back of the legs with the earth. Again, outer ankle in, coming towards the outer legs, but feel how your inner groins descend and the back fibers of the leg embracing the earth. Reach through the big toe mats. Lengthen the waist up. Feel when your fingertips are on the floor and you lengthen the waist, deepening the thighs to the earth, etc., and lifting the spine. There's an expansion in the waist and the chest. When we reach the arms up, hooking the thumbs, the waist becomes thinner, closer in, and you lose some of the expansion, but you gain height. You gain actual length in your lumbar. So both are required for a forward bend. This feeling of expansion and this feeling of extension. Change the hooking of your thumbs, redo that. Dandasana of the legs. Reach with the toes. Then bring your arms down. Now I chose to sit on the floor without a blanket, but if your lower back requires it, then I'm assuming you took a blanket. The back fibers of the leg and the earth are also very important. Now, we're going to sit first, I'm changing a little bit. Upavishwakonasana. So, you may have to actually, you can just sit in Upavishwakonasana there. And now in Upavishwakonasana, observe also how we're connecting the outer legs so that the inner legs feel almost like they're protected. Because this pose, we're asking our inner legs to extend. But feel how you can descend parallelly your inner groins, how the outer legs have a connection, and the buttock bones feel separating. You're on top of the buttock bones, they feel separating. Waist back, legs descending. Breathe. Now, turn from the pelvic rim. What does that mean? That means as if you had a rim across your pelvis, like a record player, and it turns from that rim. And it pivots on the buttock bones, which when you turn from the pelvic rim, you'll feel the whole back body will turn. Otherwise, what will happen if you just turn from the waist, part of your lower back stay facing front. So feel how it's so important to turn from this pelvic rim. So turn from the pelvic rim just to face as if you had a second leg parallel with this one. Don't try to face this leg all the way over there. So you can really feel in harmony on both sides of your trunk. Sit tall, Upavishwakonasana, turning from the pelvic rim. Feel how the left side of your trunk is engaged to turn, the groins descending. Then come back to the center, reach your arms up, create that space, descending the legs, lengthen the waist, breathe. Front waist to the back waist. Then bring your arms down, change. Again, turn from the pelvic rim. This time, the right buttock bone is like a spindle that you're turning upon. And even though you're turning to face as if there was another leg parallel to this one, that's where your trunk is facing. It's not turning to face all the way over here. Okay? Observe the awareness that you still have on your right leg. Don't lose this embrace into the earth. Both sides of the trunk lengthening evenly. Then come back to the center. Change the hooking of the thumbs. Descending the legs, descending the groins. Expansion. Observe the length of the waist. Then bring your arms down. Go with Baddha Konasana. Now, in Baddha Konasana, again we feel the outer leg as our borderline so the inner leg can open. But what happens often is we sit back on the back buttocks. So what you want to do is lift up ever so slightly and spring your outer legs in so your inner buttock bones can come down. Now you may not feel them all the way. That's why I've given you before on bricks. So imagine you're doing on a brick. Lift up, come down. And again, if anyone needs the support, extra height, you can take it. You can take the extra height and just a little bit lift up. You don't literally have to lift all the way up, and feel the outer leg connection, inner leg open. Breathe. Because I know some of you need the support, so take a support that you may need. Then release. Now, this isn't what I was going to give, but it's inspiring me. What you're going to do is, if you have a brick, use a brick. Otherwise, I'm just sliding my blanket back to the wall. And I have my blanket folded this way, from half over here, so it's pretty high. It's a high blanket height. I come to the wall, and I move my buttocks back to the wall, my feet there, and then, actually, I lift, I'm going to actually, again, come forward near my feet, and hold my toes, lift the chest. I prefer if you hold your ankles. Hold your ankles, lift the chest, and bring the crown of the head towards the wall, or at least the back of the head. And feel that, the outer legs coming in, inner legs reaching out, and how much freedom in your frontal body is there as your shoulders go down. So much freedom across the chest here, across the throat. And again, your head is on the wall, but you're not pushing it into the wall. But you're rolling your shoulders back, moving the outer hips in, outer leg border in, inner legs out. Breathe. Then release. Now, same thing, but you're going to move an inch forward away from the wall. Again, move your hips closer to your feet. Hold your ankles. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the chest. And now bring the crown of your head to the wall. Keep your shoulder blades in. I'm coming out so I can talk better. Keep your shoulder blades in. Feel the waist extension. Feel the whole frontal body opening, lifting, and your tailbone staying in your body. Outer legs in. Don't forget to keep the outer legs in, otherwise the tailbone will come out. Yes, there's a curve in the lumbar, but it's safe because the tailbone is in. Then finally, come forward one more inch. And again. Roll the shoulder back. Reach your chest up. Now go to the front part of the crown of the head. Coil the armpit chest towards the ceiling. And then come out. Then straighten your legs. Dandasana. Now, we're going to repeat that on your own 3 times. I can't show you very well from the profile. I can show you, but I won't have a wall. But you guys felt it, I'm pretty sure. I don't think it needs to be seen. But anyhow, first one, I go towards the back of my head. Imagine that there's a wall behind my buttocks. Okay, so I'm close. Now imagine this wall stays here, but I move forward. So now I have space to bring the crown of my head. You guys see how much opening is there? Then I inch forward another inch and bring the front part of the crown of the head. Okay, and each time my shoulder blades deeply in, my armpit chest lifting. Outer legs in. Do it again. Go ahead. I'm giving you a couple minutes to do that. 3 of those. Stay there and breathe. So great for the thyroid. You guys feel it? Keep the waist back. I know that sounds weird. In other words, don't just let your pubic plate fall out. Keep your pubic plate and your sacrum parallel. keep the outer legs, outer hips connected. Then release. Now come back to your mats, Janu Shirshasana. Have 1 or 2 blankets, whatever you need to sit in such a manner that the head of the knee is back, but you can sit tall, you have freedom. There's no problem in your knee. Those people who have real knee issues, and you can't even do this, then you'll do instead Upavishta Konasana. That was the pose we do with the legs apart. Upavishta Konasana, legs apart. And you go over one leg then the other. Other ones, sit in Janu Shirshasana. This leg feels like the Baddha Konasana. This leg is like the Dandasana. And again, turn from the pelvic rim. So you feel the whole side of the trunk is turning to face this leg, and observe how even the abdominal region, which is soft, turns to face forward. Otherwise, it wants to face that way. Turn from the pelvic rim, opening the chest. Come forward, just touch your toe tips. Move your shoulders down. Feel the fulcrum of the shoulders going down, shoulder blades in, to create space between you and your leg. Then move the frontal body forward, coming over the leg, and just measure. Measure how much space you need for your head to be supported and your trunk to be free. Slowly come up, watch the screen for a second. Look, if I come forward in Janu Shirshasana, some people, they get about here, and then their head gets tired and they go like this, and then the trunk comes up in the back. Do you guys see that? So that's not what I'm looking for, because we want to make sure that our chest remains open and free. So instead, you're going to have a support for your head. So then, sorry, airplane's going by. So then just watch the effect in my chest. Do you see how it doesn't come up? It's able then to go down. So if that means that you need a chair, then you have a chair. And then I'm also going to ask that you bring your head there with your measurement, and now I feel this part of my back is a little bit going up. So I want my head to be high enough so this can descend. Now if I lift my chin up and move forward, my sternum goes forward, my arms out to the side, and then rest the head. Look at the difference. Do you guys see? So now without moving, I'll come up. So I was in a forward bend, but my chest was open. You don't want to be in a forward bend where your chest is closed. You want it to be open. So use the proper support. Go ahead, Janu Shirshasana. Second time, same side. Because the first one was just to measure. From here, how much do you need? Maybe you need a chair, you know? So your arms are up here in a chair, and then your chin is forward, whichever is required for you. Breathe. Now once in the pose, keep the Dandasana leg firm, still turning from the pelvic rim. Arms are bent to the side, whether they're on the bolster or the chair. Don't use the arms to just pull forward right now. We're just observing expansion in the chest, and as we saw last month, the parallelism with your shoulder blades and the floor. Observe that. Then come up and change sides. Janu Shirshasana. Sit now to the left edge of your blanket so that both buttocks are on, but your left leg can go back at the knee. And go just a little bit, teeny bit behind your hip. Reach through your other leg. Have your bolster. I prefer it's this way, so your arms can be supported, your chin can be supported when you're in the pose. Okay? Or with the chair, here and here. First, hold the tips. First, sit tall. Turn from the pelvic rim. First thing. Turn from the pelvic rim. First thing. That pelvic rim rotation, which we saw in Upavishta. Rotate, lift, touch the toes. keep the pelvic rim rotation, and feel how the navel, both sides of your navel, is now parallelly facing forward, the left and the right side of your navel. Then come forward, keeping the frontal space in the body. When you rest your head, observe how you can straighten the legs, bending the arms, even bring your chin forward so the upper back descends and the chest opens. Then rest your forehead. Feel the inner arms are active, but without any tension in your upper back skin. Parallelism with the shoulder blades on the floor, opening from inside. Then slowly come up. Forward bends are a great boon to us, as you know. They just help soothe the adrenals, etc. But we have to see that when we're performing forward bends always, that they don't become down bends. That means, that means physically that you're just going down like this, or emotionally that you're getting down. I saw in the beginning of the class how the connection of the shoulder blades, observe it when you're sitting there, how the connection of the shoulder blades in the back uplifts you. I mean, it really does from within. And you can feel it. Like if you're feeling lethargic or dull or kind of down, which everybody's getting that now. I can't tell you how many people, friends, family, students are telling me, oh, I just had like a real tough day. I haven't had like a whole day like that, but I've had like moments in the day or an hour in the day where it was like, I mean, it's intense what's going on, you know? So, and we're not used to being so internalized. We all yoga practitioners can't wait to go and be in our vacation cave, you know, but now we have it and we're, so how we can keep our mind free, not always like a slave to our conditioning. Look at that. Bring the shoulder blades in. Oh, freedom, lightness. You can see the light. I can see the flowers now. Close. I just see that dull building. It's almost like your eyes want to like find something lower. Not that flowers to me are more beautiful than a building, you know. But you can observe it. So if you're having moments, uplift yourself a little. Do a pose without, or just take your shoulder blades in. You'll be surprised how much it helps. Anyways, let's go forward. Forward bend, that down bend, pelvic rim turn, lifting, coming forward, then observe, once your head is down, how you can release the skin of the upper back, almost like erosion descending. Now bring your chin on your support and observe the opening in the throat, the sternum, collarbones broad, shoulder blades connection. Don't crank your shoulder blades. They're just parallel, that's all. Then rest your head again. Keeping now, go to the legs. Feel the leg firmness, because the leg firmness will give freedom in the spine. Feel the space in the waist, both the expansion and the extension. Both that we have seen in the class. Then come up and change sides. When you come up, keep that refreshed internalization. In yoga, asana, the internalization should feel refreshing, uplifting, vitalizing. Pelvic rim rotation, shoulder blade connection. Touch the toes, regain the rotation, the shoulder blade connection, the expansion. Then come forward, frontal body, guiding you forward so the back body can follow. Rest your head first. Make the adjustment that's required for you. Then bring the chin, feel the back dissolving so the chest can open. And then rest the forehead again. Observe the waist extension and expansion, so the lower back is getting extended and expanded, and the forward bend. And as I said, don't crank the shoulder blades. They're used like runners, but you don't too much push. The skin is soft. Then come up. Feet apart, Hachinokonasan, have your bolster. Move your buttocks back. You can even bend your legs slightly, scoot your buttocks back so you go towards the back of the legs. Lift up. Feel like there is no rotation. It's very simplistic. This is why Gita said Hachinokonasan is the most accessible forward bend. And then come forward. Bring your chin there for some time. You can even bring your arms bent, not holding your feet. Feel the expansion in the chest. Then maintain that, bring your forehead down, and then go back to holding the feet. Keep the outer pillars of the legs established so the inner legs have a freedom. And then feel the waist extension, forward, expansion, not just in the chest, but in the waist too. So there's a soothing, refreshing feeling. Maybe not in the asana, but when you come out. Slowly with your head last come up. And just sit there for a moment, observe the sensation. I'm seeing the beautiful hills with the flowers. Hopefully you'll all be able to come soon and observe it, because it's just outstandingly gorgeous. Breathe. Now, this group, I would also like for you to do Upadishta Konasan. So have your legs apart in Upadishta Konasan with the blanket or without Aryan Movement, because I don't need it. Half of you may need it, half of you may not. You know who you are. And then put your bolster support in front of you. Now hold your big toes. I have to bring my legs in order to do that. Descend the thighs, the groins. Create a lift, diagonal forward and up. Then come forward, leading with your chest. And then bring your arms there. Now at first, this bolster pillow may be too high for you or too low. It depends on the person. But I would like for you to have it on your sternum plate. First, rest your forehead there. And work on the legs. The legs embracing the earth, the outer leg connection, the inner leg descent, and expansion in the chest. Then bring your chin forward and feel the waist extending forward and expanding as well as the chest. Then hold your toes, your big toes, and unite the legs, the trunk, the waist, the chest. And then you can rest your head. Slowly come up. Now some of you may need to adjust. You may need to add a height. You may need to descend a height. It depends on the person. So you decide now what you need to do, and we're going to go in once more, Upadishta Konasan. Hold, lift, leading with the sternum plate, come forward. Then releasing using the arms. First, cross the arms. There's a different sensation when the arms are crossed. Then if you stretch your arms forward, feel it. Arms forward, waist goes forward. Arms crossed, expansion. Not only in the waist, but also in the chest. Then hold your feet, your toes. And unite. The action in the legs, the action in the arms. Observe the shoulder blade and shoulder action like we saw in the standing asana, balancing, and the waist and the chest. So the internalization has the vital flow within. Then come up, bend your legs, Baddha Konasana. Come to the front of your mat or just turn around. And we'll do this pose where you lie on your back. If you don't know, watch closely, everyone knows this is here. But I'll show you anyways. And what you do is you lift your buttocks up and roll your shoulders under. Did you see how much I rolled my shoulder under? And then I hold my ankles. And then my buttocks rest on my arms. So my arms are my bolster. Supta Baddha Konasana. Then to come out, press your feet on the floor. Lift up like through Chatushpadasana, so your buttocks go to the back of your legs. And then bring your tailbone down lax. That way you don't injure your back when you come out. Okay? Now, if you cannot grasp your ankles, that's very easy. You just take your belt and use that as an extender. Okay? But really get your shoulders way pinned under. That's what's amazing about this pose, is you really get a nice opening in the chest. Shoulder blades way pinned under. Feel how similar it is to what we did with the head, only but now the head is more in, it's more like in a wannabe Sarvangasana. It's not quite, but the back of the neck is free. It's not like how we had the head on the ground earlier, a head at the wall. But you can feel it in the chest, the opening and the expansion. Of course, if someone, for some reason, this is not acceptable for you, or I'm not acceptable, yeah, acceptable, your body can't accept it, then just do regular Supta Baddha Konasana, no big deal. Take the bolster, take the blanket and everything. Or better yet, because I'm giving, this is a little bit different than, do Chair Baddha Vajrasana. That would be better. After what I'm giving, do Chair Baddha Vajrasana. Then you can do Supta Baddha Konasana. So I'm giving this to open the frontal spine even more, uplifting. So I don't want you to get dull. And prepare shoulders down. Roll the shoulders under again. Even though after a while, I can tell that while I was talking, they were starting to roll out, creeping out. Pin them under. Feel the deflation in the abdomen, the expansion in the chest. Gaze towards the chest. That's why I said it's like wannabe Sarvangasana. Like you still want to look internalized. Your head wants to go in Sarvangasana. Then bring your feet onto the floor. Lift your buttocks up high like Chatush. Even you can do a little Chatush there, might as well. It's right there available to you. And then bring your buttocks down, tailbone last, bend your legs, turn to the side, and sit up for Sarvangasana. Those people who are doing Sarvangasana with the chair, go ahead. Those people who are doing Sarvangasana classical, get ready. Have your blankets. If you're not inverting, then go for Setu Bandha, Supta Baddha Konasana, regular, and then Setu Bandha. Okay? really had to reduce the class. I had too many ideas. This often happens because I'm practicing along with you, that I get too many ideas and I can't see the effect on you, but I think you got some effect. This is a class you can take over again where there was so much information. So some of our classes are going to be online. Others, if you want them, just ask and we'll have maybe a private station. I'm not sure, but I have them, so just have to start collecting and naming them. You have to name them all. Measure and then go in Sarvangasana. Really free your shoulders back, like how we just felt it. It was really the ideal placement, well, a little bit exaggerated, but to get your shoulders under that much. Wow, that's fabulous. So get that sensation, positive memory, Guruji says. Use always a positive memory, positive samskara. Climb up through the legs. Gaze in the chest. See how it's so available to you. Observe the frontal body opening any amount. Use your hands to climb down. Use your legs to lift up. If your tailbone is out, bring your legs apart. Climb up through the legs, through the pubic plate. Take your tailbone in, then bring your legs together again. Keep reposing. You'll feel after some time, either the buttocks fall out, the tailbone falls out, the legs are full of life, so energized after forward bend. So they are not tired. But you have to keep after yourself so you don't sink, but you lift up. All the while gazing, as if someone came, as if I came, and pulled you up from your legs. Imagine your teacher came but I was giant because I'm kind of small. A giant Carolyn came and pulled you up from your legs with your tailbone in. Don't let your butt come out when she pulls you up. Climb. Frontal body height. Now, turn your right leg to your right, your left leg to your left. Upavishta Konasana, in Baddha Konasana. Those people at the wall with the chair, you can do this pose with the heels at the wall. Baddha Konasana. Bring the soles of the feet together. Press the heels. Lift the waist up. And move your heels forward so they're seen. Don't have them way behind you. Have them so they're seen. If you looked up, you see them. But look inside. Sarvangasana. Ekapada Sarvangasana, right leg, 90 degrees. Then exhale, touch the floor. Climb up through your left leg. Sarvangasana. Other side, 90. Left leg down, right leg up. Climb up through the right leg as you reach to the left. Then touch the floor. As soon as you touch, climb taller through your other leg. Sarvangasana. Turn your right leg out so that its heel is aligned with your instep of your left. Bring your leg out to the side, 90 degrees. Connect both outer legs together. Then exhale, touch. Leg comes a little bit forward. Press the floor and climb up through your left leg. Bringing your right hand down lower. Sarvangasana. Change sides. Parshvikapada Sarvangasana. 90. And touch the earth. And climb up. Thanks to her energy, climb up through the right leg. Feel the height. Whole right side body. Full. Sarvangasana. Get an added height, added lift. Then halasana. Come into plow pose. Once you come into plow pose, take off your belts. Those people with shoulder issues, keep your belt on your wrist now. Hands facing each other. Other ones, interlock your fingers, turn your hands out. Connect every toe in the earth and lift your hips up. Lift your thighs up. Roll the buttocks towards the heels and bring your heels towards you. Feel your waist getting long. Change the interlocking of the fingers. Turn the hands out. Plow pose. Bend the legs, Karnapidasana. Bring the knees towards the chest. Keep the height of the hips, the height of the trunk. Then bring your legs wide apart. Supta Konasana, take hold of your big toes. Climb up out through the back body. Stand tall. Then bring your legs together and slowly come out of the pose. Slide your shoulders down to the floor so that your shoulders are on the floor, your shoulder blades are connected. If you have room on your support, cross your legs, and as long as there's no problems in your hips and everything, and observe the breath flowing into your chest. Observe the breath flowing into your chest. Change the crossing of the legs. Shoulders are on the floor, shoulder blades connected to the blankets in the body. Connected to the back actually, but they're on the blankets, on that little edge. Still your head's going in the sepulchral mode, and the breath is flowing into the chest. Feel that. But the head is surrendering there. Then slide down till your hips are on the floor. Bring your arms out to the side. Bring your legs to the left. Turn your head to the right. Jatara Parivartanasana. And then the other side. Just do that. Each side twice. Just gently flowing side to side. Just to release the neck and the back. And then extend your legs on your support. And just lie there for a moment. In Shavasana, a gradual Shavasana. If you can manage without lifting your head up, this is what I prefer. Take one blanket out from your support, fold it, put it for your head, and then go ahead and slide farther back until you can even move your blankets with your feet a little, until you're in Shavasana. Now in Shavasana, observe still the shoulder blade connection parallel with the ceiling, the length of the sacrum, tailbone. For a moment, have your two legs parallel. Create the outer border of the legs with the ankles. Feel the outer border of the legs and slowly release the legs so the inner legs then fall onto the outer borders. But observe how the breath flows still into the chest in this Shavasana. How the neck still elongates away from the trunk now. And how the consciousness in the head flows inside the chest as well with the breath. So be sure that the forehead, the brow, the temples are soft, the nose bone, the bridge of the nose dissolving into the face. Merge with the constant flow of the breath, imbibing you inside the chest as you surrender to that which is coming and imbibing you. The breath, so sacred, it's not ours, it comes each moment of our life and imbibes us. be with that. And then slowly let this connection just dissolve, not that it goes away, but do not now observe the breath, just be there without observation of the breath, and let go to that within. Loka samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Loka samastaha sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, love, and compassion to all beings. Peace to all.